My friend's girlfriend called me a monster for having the same name as a criminal and demanded that I leave my house, but she's blaming it all on panic attack. I have a small group of friends who decided to have a game night at my place. My friend Nick asked to bring his new girlfriend, Pam. I said sure since none of us had met her yet, dating for 3 months, so it seemed the perfect way to introduce her to the group. The night comes, and Nick and Pam are the last to arrive. She greets everyone and Nick introduces her to us all. I welcomed her to my home and introduced myself with my full name. She went quiet and asked me to say that again. I was a little weirded out, but I told her my name again. Fake name, but let's say Andrew James Manson. She screamed and fell to her knees. Nick immediately consoles her and tries to calm her down. It turns out that she has a fear of serial killers. I share a last name with one from the state I live in because I am also, unfortunately, distantly related to him. It wasn't a big profile case that everyone around the country knows, but it's enough for some locals to wonder if I had a connection to him. This is considered pretty heavy information to most people, so I don't tend to tell it to everyone. My friends all knew at this point, but Pam didn't. Nick said she'd be okay in a while, but then she screamed, "How could you bring me here, you monster?" That seemed really atypical, so I asked her what was wrong. She said that her great-aunt was one of the victims and her body was never found. I told her that I'm sorry, but I can't control my genetics. I'm related to Charles Manson. Again, not the real name, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna delete anyone like he did. Then she screamed for me to get out and Nick told me to leave until she calmed down. I snapped and that this is my house, so you should leave. He said to be reasonable and understanding cause this is a hard thing for Pam to come down from. But here's where I may be the a-hole. I grabbed my keys from the kitchen and when I went by the living room, I heard Pam say, "I can't believe you brought me to a murderer's house." So I snapped. I shouted at her that she had a lot of nerve acting this way the first time we met her, and how dare she demand that I leave my home and call me a murderer. I grabbed her and Nick's things, threw them at them, and demanded they leave right now. Pam wouldn't stop screaming and crying, and Nick asked me to be reasonable. I told him to F off if he was okay with his girlfriend insulting me like this. After I kicked them out, our other friends began arguing about how I could be such a D to someone having a panic attack. The others defended me and think that Pam was out of line and Nick didn't do a damn thing to defend his friend against his girlfriend of 3 months. It's her own fault for being overly dramatic and demanding just because of a panic attack, and Nick is only enabling her. Nick has demanded an apology for Pam and him, and I told them both it ain't gonna happen after the way she disrespected me. The petty part of me started calling my place the murder house in the group chat with my friends on my side. I think it's gonna stick.